Hello and welcome back to the BritVSJapan podcast. In this podcast, I basically just ramble on about a whole bunch of random topics that I find interesting, usually about language learning because that is what I'm known for on the internet. But I'll also answer any questions that you guys have through the Google Docs form down below or in the YouTube comments for this video when it is uploaded to my second channel. So in today's podcast episode, we're going to be answering a question from one of you guys, from Joseph Brown. And the question is, would you ever post more videos speaking Japanese in the near future? So I talked about this briefly on the Korekara podcast, which I was on. If you guys haven't seen that, I definitely recommend go checking it out. These guys do a really good job, and they have a really cool podcast going on. So definitely check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. And essentially, my response was to their question, which they asked me the same question, and it was essentially that at the moment I don't feel necessarily too confident about uploading me speaking like a full-length video, uncut, unedited, without a bit of practice at least. So I'd like to sort of bring my level back up a bit, just to sort of refine my speaking to make sure that I sound a bit better before posting online. By no means, is it an issue for me to post it. I could post it. I just I get very nervous about seeing feedback, and especially now that a lot of the community is aware of pitch accent and stuff, and I haven't necessarily formally studied it. It's only recently that I've actually started taking an interest in pitch accent, and I bought the NHK accent dictionary. It only came just last week, and so I'm starting to sort of look into how to actually study it properly and try and improve upon my current Japanese and make it sound a lot better and a lot more fluent. And so whenever I think about recording in Japanese, I get super nervous, just because it's really stupid, because I really shouldn't, because I realize that most of my audience probably can't even understand what I'm saying anyway, because most people are beginners or newbies that have just started learning. So I probably shouldn't worry about it too much, but there's always that part of me that's like, what if someone like rips into this really hard? And I don't know. I guess I just get really nervous about posting. But there'll be, I was going to wait for a few months just to sort of get back into the whole AJAP mindset. Not necessarily do AJAP full time, but get a lot more listening in, get a lot more shadowing in, and practice my speaking skills. And then I think I'll post a video of me speaking. But for now, what I'll likely do is every now and then in certain videos, when I'm talking about certain aspects of learning Japanese, I'll probably just chuck a line or two like in the video of me speaking, just to sort of prove to the new people that are watching that I do actually speak it. And so, I might do that. But in terms of me actually sitting down and speaking in Japanese for like 10 minutes, it might be a while. It might be a couple of months before I do that, just to sort of, get back up to scratch with my speaking skills so that it's good enough for YouTube, if that makes sense. There's part of me that also just feels like, I don't know, I need to make sure it sounds really good as well, especially if I'm making it public. If I'm talking to Natsumi on a daily basis, I don't care as much, and it tends to be a lot more sloppy, and my pronunciation isn't as good, and I'll make mistakes here and there. But if I'm uploading for YouTube, I really want to make sure it's like sounds really good. So I'll likely put in a lot of time into polishing my speaking, and polishing off my just my speaking skills in general. Something that I've never really done, which I don't think I've talked about really at all on the channel, or on the main channel, is I've never really done shadowing or any proper output practice. The main output practice for me was just speaking to my girlfriend, to Natsumi, and it sort of all just came out. It never really, it was never a case of like I had to copy someone or do any of that stuff. But looking back on it, that's probably why in some places my accent's kind of a bit off, and so I think it would be good for me to do that. And I have thought about what I might do is I might record me speaking now, and then improve on that over the next few months, 6 months, whatever. Record the updated version of me speaking after doing all that practice, and then sort of maybe do a comparison video of the two and maybe put that on YouTube, because I think that would be more beneficial to it would be helpful for people to see like the benefits of output practice and how it works. So I think that would be a cool little thing that I can do, and I think it would be very helpful for people. As opposed to just showing off that I can speak Japanese and just be like, yeah, this is me speaking about a random topic. I kind of want to make sure that the YouTube channel kind of sticks to content that is useful for people, as opposed to just me rambling on about random stuff. I guess people are obviously interested in me speaking Japanese, but at the same time, if I was going to do that, I would like to make it into something that's actually useful, that people can take something away from it. So there's that too. So I guess that's probably what I'll do now. After recording this, I guess I'll go away and record a video of me speaking for, 10 minutes about a random topic. And then, I'll come back in half a year, record again, after practicing my speaking and sort of refining it and trying to improve upon it, and then probably do that. And I think that's probably the better thing to do for me personally as well, because then it won't it won't make me super nervous about recording and just uploading what is probably going to be not very amazing Japanese. Like, it'll be okay, and so I won't necessarily be happy with that, but at least if I do this, I can show that I've improved, and I think that would personally sit better with me, if that makes sense. Like, if I'm going to upload something to YouTube, I want to make sure it's that I'm happy with it and that I'm okay with, confident with uploading it, and hoping that people will make or get something from it. So I think that's the main takeaway if I was going to do that. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll probably just do a comparison between now and then and see like what the difference is, and then go from there. I don't know what I'd call the video. I guess my Japanese after practicing pitch accent or something like that. I can go from there and then talk about all the different aspects of output practice and all that good stuff. So that is likely what I'll do, and then in the meantime I'll probably just chuck in lines here and there of me speaking Japanese in different videos, just to sort of prove to all the newbies that are coming in that I can speak it, even though they can see the video on my main channel. It is obviously good to do that, because it just sort of goes, hey, I do speak Japanese, keep watching the video. That's pretty much the end of it, I guess. Thanks for the question. If you guys have your own question or topic you want me to talk about, then leave them in the description, not in the description, in the comment section down below on YouTube. In the description there is a Google Forms which you can click on, and then you can put in your question there if you are listening on a different platform. You can also get access to this podcast earlier on Patreon. It's usually about a week earlier, from the $3 tier, and if you want to support the channel, please do check out the Patreon. Guys, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.